Hey, if you have acne, rosacea, or other compromised skin barrier functions, today we're going to be talking about probiotics in skincare. Hey there, it's Christy from Go See Christy Beauty Boutique, and normally we always film in the boutique. However, today we're actually filming in a kitchen, so I have more counter space to actually do this mask. The last couple of days have been very long days, so if I'm looking tired, it's because I am tired and I have no makeup on today, just washed my face, and we are actually going to be doing a mask demonstration as well as talking about the importance or studies that have shown that probiotics can actually improve your skin's microflora. So stay tuned. Oh, and make sure you stay until the end because we actually have 2 surprises for you. So make sure you do that. And as always, remember, don't forget to listen for the pro tip because we actually have a couple throughout this video. Okay, so we're gonna get started. So basically, probiotics are live bacteria cultures that can change the microflora on your skin. Now, through the fermentation process, the bacterial cultures can actually change the pH of the skin, making it more acidic. And what that can do is that actually increases the good bacteria on your skin, but also it can actually lower the bad bacteria or lower the pathogens on your skin. Now, some of the beneficial probiotics are such as, of course, hyaluronic acid. As we all know, it increases the moisture on your skin, as well as acetic acid. And acetic acid is actually an antimicrobial. Another one is lactic acid, like I mentioned, and that is not only an antimicrobial, but it also increases the natural moisturizing factor in your skin. Another one is liposomal acid, as well as peptidoglycans, and they actually increase AMPs, which are antimicrobial peptides. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about is the acne skin condition and how probiotics may be able to help your skin. A 5% extract of Lactobacillus plantarum has shown to reduce redness, dry up the acne lesions, and also improve your skin's barrier. Okay, so here's where it gets interesting. Studies have shown that there is a bacterial strain from the lactic acid, which is called Enterococcus faecalis SL-5, which is extracted or isolated from human feces. Yeah, human feces, which has shown to have antimicrobial properties against P. acnes, which is the bacteria that can cause acne. There was a clinical study that was done using a topical lotion that contained the Enterococcus faecalis SL-5, using that and also using a placebo lotion, and according to this study, it showed some significant improvements in acne, and I will put the links, all my sources, below. This study suggested that topical probiotics may be another alternative to topical antibiotics when treating acne. Also, using skincare products that contain blackcurrant, pine, and ginseng also have shown improvements in acne. The study showed that it significantly reduced the amount of P. acnes bacteria in acne clients. Okay, so here comes the next one. This one is for dry skin or compromised barrier. Your skin is very reactive or sensitive. So if you have acne and sensitive skin, or you've been using too many peels, or using Retin-A, or exfoliating too much, overwashing, this may be for you. So the first one for the bacterial strain is lactic acid. This is also considered a probiotic. And what this is this is also an antimicrobial, and it actually helps and increase your natural moisturizing factor. Another bacterial strain that has been shown to improve dry skin or compromised skin is Streptococcus thermophilus. It is a bacterial strain that contains high levels of sphingomyelinase. This has been found to substantially increase the ceramide levels as well as hydration levels after 2 weeks of application in healthy females. So in summary, some of these articles basically are saying that even though, according to these studies, there have been skin improvements in the skin's microflora by using these probiotics in skincare, more studies need to be done to basically justify all the hype in probiotics in skincare. So again, I'm just giving you the information. It is basically up to you to see if your skin responds to probiotics in skincare, and you have to remember that makeup is a science, and makeup is a science. Oh my god. Okay, I am so tired. Okay, remember that everyone's skin is slightly different, everyone's pH is slightly different, and everyone responds to different skincare a little bit differently. So basically, I'm giving you the information. It's up to you to try it. Your skin may respond well to it, it may not. It's totally up to you. So if you are liking this information, you're finding it helpful, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell. So first, the bacteria that lives on our skin, we're going to go ahead and call that the resident bacteria, basically live on the host, which is us, and reproduce. Now this is when the skin is healthy. However, if you are using lots of AHAs in exfoliating, you're overwashing your face, you're using acne control products, you're using anti-aging products, it could be anything from retin-A, glycolic acids, you are basically compromising the microflora on your skin. And so what can happen is, if you're doing this, the good bacteria can actually turn into pathogens such as acne and folliculitis. So the bacteria on the skin can potentially control or regulate the pathogens on our skin, as well as help protect the skin's barrier function, regulate the skin's immune response, as well as regulate the skin's health. So I was given this mask. It's actually a purifying probiotic mask, and I will show you close-ups later in the video. And it is actually, it's green. So I don't know if you can actually see it. And I'm going to put it on my face. And so what's unique about this probiotic mask is, if you look at it, it's green. And the reason why it's green is because, now this is what's interesting about this mask. This mask, actually, I have a mirror here, so that's why I'm not watching you guys, contains pond scum. It's derived from algae, as well as fecal matter. It's isolated from tilapia feces. It's a tilapia, if you don't know what that is, that's a freshwater fish that a lot of people eat. It's basically a bottom feeder, really. But so I'm putting this all over my face. Now, here is a pro tip for you guys. As you can see, I am using a facial brush. And a facial brush actually is much better than using your fingers, because one, you use less product, and it's you can evenly distribute it. I have to put it here. Evenly distribute it all over your face. And if it's evenly distributed all over your face, then of course it dries evenly as well. The second pro tip is, most people you see put it on their face. If you haven't seen the video yet, we have a link on the up here for anti-aging for chest and neck. You can always put it on your neck as well. So you can use your mask for the most part. Now, acid-based facial masks, some of you may react. I've had clients react using that, especially in the creases of the neck, if they don't get that out. So this is what's in here. I'm putting it all over. Oh, it actually kind of tingles. Okay, so here, I'm putting it all over. Okay, so here you go. April Fools! Okay, so I was just kidding. I wanted to do this kind of funny video and give you information at the same time. This actually does not have tilapia feces or algae or pond scum.
So, what it does have is that it has yogurt based probiotics to restore balancing good bacteria for healthy skin function. It also has a blend of superfruit complex of goji, pomegranate, mangosteen, and acai fruits that brings antioxidant benefits to the skin, as well as activated charcoal that draws out impurities from the skin, and willow herb that helps to reduce the redness and dryness.
Okay, so the first surprise was that this actually is April Fool's. It actually does not contain the tilapia feces or the pond scum. So that was the first surprise. The second one is we're actually doing a giveaway. So if you have ordered from our store, the first 20 comments, and you've ordered from our store, you're going to be entered into a drawing, and we're going to be doing 3 giveaways. So the first one is the anti-aging hydrogel sheet mask. This is different from the probiotic mask. So this is more for people who want hydration and lightening and brightening benefits. The other one is the hydrating hydrogel sheet mask. So that's the second giveaway. And then the last one is the purifying probiotic mask, which is this one. And so this looks like it could be typically for people who tend to have oily skin and breakout prone skin. And we will announce the winner next week in our community tab, in which we'll be doing a video and showing who actually won. So make sure you enter that. And remember, makeup is an art and skincare is a science. Thanks for watching.